What's going on? This is Vincent. I'm doing my project on the bubonic plague and how it's different from other diseases. I'm going to be going over how it is different from other diseases and also some cool and unusual facts. How is it different from the bubonic plague? The first reason is the cause. Most major diseases are caused by viruses, but the Black Plague was caused by bacteria called Yersinia pestis. The carrier of the disease was also fleas spreading it to rats. This is different from other diseases like COVID, which spread airborne, and malaria, which spread from mosquito bites. The next is the time period. The bubonic plague happened during the Middle Ages in Europe. Another key factor when talking about time is how long it terrorized the earth. One observation is that it seems to infect, kill millions of people, and then just vanish. Why is this? The rat species that the fleas use as their hosts died off, meaning that the fleas had no animal to pass the disease to. The fleas also had a lot less humans to pass it to because of how fast the disease wiped out populations. This is different to diseases like malaria, which are still around even though they have been around for hundreds of years. The last difference I'm covering is the different symptoms. First is the appearance of blackened skin due to internal bleeding, one of the reasons why it's called the Black Death. Next are the large lumps that appeared called buboes. These are found in the neck, groin, and armpits. No other disease creates these buboes. It also kills very fast, 2 to 7 days. This is much faster than almost every disease. The fatality rate is also one of the highest. It is 60 to 70%, right below Ebola. Next, we are covering some cool and unusual facts. The Black Plague caused the first quarantines in the world. They started in Venice, Italy, Mediterranean ports, and other Italian cities. The word comes from 40 giorni, which means 40 days, which has religious meaning from when Jesus was fasting in the desert. Another interesting fact is the name. Although it might seem kind of obvious why it's called the Black Plague, the skin actually normally turns purple. Some people developed black spots, but most died before developing them. It was also called the Black Plague because it was a symbol of despair and death that it caused. The Black Plague also had some unusual doctors. What made them interesting? They wore all black with a beast mask and robe. The beak was special because they thought if they filled it with strong scented herbs and spices like lavender, mint, cinnamon, nutmeg, lemon, and orange peel, they would avoid bad air called miasma. Plague doctors wore black goggles to keep the germs out of their eyes, and fluids dealing with the sick, like pus. They wore robes made of heavy fabric made of wax. Some fabric was dipped in animal fat to make it waterproof. What is funny is that they didn't prevent themselves from getting the disease in the way that they thought. Instead of blocking out the bad air, they prevented flea bites with the robe. Still, it didn't work very well. The next section is called Preventing the Disease. We learned that bad air didn't exist, being proved by Jon Snow in his map in this case. What other ways were people completely wrong about the spread of germs and carrying the plague? Glad you asked, because there were some outrageous things people did. The first was burning herbs and spices to eliminate bad air, sort of like the doctor's mask. The next was bloodletting, allowing leeches to suck out blood of the body so that the body could lose the disease and it would stop damaging the internal area of the body. This didn't work because all it did would weaken the patient. The next was drinking mercury or arsenic. This one is pretty self-explanatory if you know what mercury is. Mercury is extremely harmful because it damages the nervous system, the digestive system, and the immune system. The last way people cured the disease was bathing in boiling water and getting burned. That's it for my disease project. Thanks for watching.